Today, we're bringing you an exclusive interview with the first Black woman to serve as the National Cyber Director. To a lot of people, right, cybersecurity sounds like maybe somebody else's problem, right? The government deals with that, or Norton, or whatever. But cyber crimes are affecting a lot of people in the private sector, a lot of people you might know. In fact, a recent survey found that literally everybody polled in this Malwarebytes poll had experienced some kind of suspicious activity online. And for women and people of color in particular, the internet's feeling less and less safe. NBC News' Julia Ainsley sat down with Kemba Walden, who says this issue for her is personal.
Kemba Walden is only 6 weeks into the job as the Biden administration's acting national cyber director. But already she's left her mark.
Man, I feel like I've been moving like a bullet train.
Walden is the nation's first Black female cyber director, and she sat down with us in her new office next door to the White House.
As the first Black woman in this role, what areas, what communities are you able to see that maybe others might not, that need more digital literacy?
When I was growing up, I didn't see many women in national security or cybersecurity, so it was hard for me to imagine exactly what my voice could add. I try to make sure that I expose myself to communities that don't otherwise get exposure to an official from the White House.
While the tech industry and the cybersecurity sector have long been dominated by white men, Walden says bringing in more diversity will actually keep more Americans safe online.
I am for the first time in my career, surrounded by women leaders in this space. It's been outstanding, but there's a lot we have yet to do. I'm still, unfortunately, sometimes in rooms where I'm the only person that looks like me.
And just after she took the helm, her office released the nation's most comprehensive cybersecurity strategy to date. Among the strategy's goals is one Walden feels passionate about: protecting people of color and other marginalized communities online.
Are underserved communities more likely to be victims of cybercrimes?
Yes, that's the unfortunate reality that we are experiencing now.
A recent survey found Black, Indigenous, and people of color were less likely to come through a financial cyber attack unscathed compared to others. And Jessica Ann Mitchell-Awuyor, founder of the National Black Cultural Information Trust, says her group tracked misinformation targeting Black Americans online during the 2016 and 2020 election.
There were many pop-up social media posts using cultural things to try to make Black communities not vote by saying that no one ever does anything for us. And these are ultimately valid criticisms in terms of politics, but what happens is it is infused with false information intentionally meant to make us not want to vote at all.
So what does it mean then to have a Black woman heading cybersecurity at the White House?
I think it means so much, because then right now maybe we'll have someone that really understands the importance of protecting our communities online.
But it wasn't always easy.
Along the course of your career, did you experience discrimination either for your race or your gender being in this heavily white male dominated industry? And if you did, how did you deal with that?
Yes. The short answer is yes. I have experienced it. I do experience it. How do I deal with it? I work hard at making sure I quiet down the voices in my head that give any sort of power to that feeling. I can't control what other people around me say, do, and think. I can control my behavior and call it out when I see it.
Julia Ainsley is joining us now. And Julia, it sounds like Kemba Walden is saying that people need to take this so seriously on a national security level, but also on like a very individual and a very personal level.
Yeah, that's right, Hallie. And it's interesting because that cybersecurity strategy that her office just put out actually pushes more of the blame, the onus for this problem onto private companies, because it's hard for individuals or, say, a small school district to go toe-to-toe with what are often nation-state actors trying to exploit Americans, often for money. And a lot of people have fallen victim to financial crimes online. But she says that learning about this really starts at home. It's a matter for parents to take this seriously, to learn what they can do to protect themselves online, and then when their children start using technology, to teach them how to use those tools too.
Julia Ainsley, thank you so much for tonight's original, that exclusive sit down. We're glad to have you bring it to us here tonight. Appreciate it.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.